Hi, welcome to the virtual George Washington's birthday celebration. My name is Elise Goldberg and I'm the site manager here at Washington's headquarters State Historic Site in Newburgh, New York. Washington's headquarters is the first publicly owned historic site in the nation, opening in 1850, and it's where General Washington stayed and headquartered for the last 16 and a half months of the war. Martha was here for 12 of those months as well. Today, we are doing a virtual birthday celebration, but we do hope that you come down to the site when you can. Contact information will be at the end of the program, and if you just want to call us, you can call us at 845-562-1195 for more information. Before we start the program today, I'd like to thank the Palisades Interstate Parks Commission, the Palisades Parks Conservancy, and the Friends of the State Historic Sites of the Hudson Highlands for their support of programs like this. So please sit back and enjoy our program. Thank you.
Wounded by a soft lead musket ball on the battlefield? Did the doctor do even more damage by digging around in your wound with a probe and forceps? Did the lack of sterilization, let's be honest, common sense result in infection, blood loss, and a lifetime of pain and suffering? One careless mistake made by a medical professional can have a lasting effect. Hi, I'm J.J. Johnson, attorney at law. If you or a loved one have ever been a victim of a medical malpractice, bite the bullet and visit the law offices of Jones, Johnson, Jacobs, and Levine. Who needs purple when you can get your hands on gold? Get a free consultation today.
George and Martha are looking to move from Philadelphia to something more conveniently located to the British occupation of New York City. Working with a budget of IOUs, they have stayed in over 165 different headquarters throughout the duration of the Revolutionary War, and are looking for something a little more comfortable for what will hopefully be the final campaign. Is interested in a working fireplace and natural light, where George is concerned with security and proximity to the gateway to the north. As they would both prefer being back home in Mount Vernon, they are looking to find somewhere to call home for the finality of the fight for American freedom. Whatever home they choose will need to be given up by its owners as the temporary headquarters for the Commander-in-Chief. Colonel Humphreys is in charge of making the request and has told our producers he will not pursue residency if there was the least reluctance or inconveniency. With their deputy quartermaster Hugh Hughes, they have seen several possibilities. But now it's time to choose.
So what did you think of the governor's mansion?
Well, that one was nice. It was move-in ready and I liked the fireplace.
It did have several outbuildings that might come in handy if we ever get any supplies.
I thought it had lots of natural light, which will save on lamp oil.
And there was room for my man cave.
Nice! What was your assessment, Hugh?
Upon our inspection, there were smoking fireplaces and leaking roofs.
I did like that fireplace. Pity.
And the location was pretty nice. Good security, too.
But it didn't have enough room for all the staff. You have come over 60 guards and several aides de camp.
It was in our budget, though.
Maybe we could cross that one off the list?
What about the one where the owner reported vermin and flooding?
The Levy case house? I'm not sure that was fact. Perhaps he was telling a fib. He did seem reluctant to give up the house.
Oh, I liked that one. It really did have a lot of character. I liked the fireplace. Was it Dutch style?
Yes, newly installed, but Case did seem pretty reluctant to have you stay.
It seemed like the views were pretty clear to Palapel, which could come in handy if the British try to make their way upriver.
It did have great light, and I really liked that fireplace.
Several sturdy barns, a carriage house, and 2 outhouses.
They had a closet inside.
I really don't think Case will give up on the property easily. With our budget of IOUs to be paid later, we don't have anything to bribe him with. We need him to acquiesce willingly. As much as it pains me to say, it will be best to look somewhere else.
I know which one you liked, Martha.
The Hasbrook house, it had the foyer of my dreams.
Only 2 bedrooms, though.
Plenty of room for all the men. We could easily have half the army camp out on one of the surrounding land. And the house had a lot of natural light.
It doesn't have the type of fireplace you wanted, but maybe we can get Hugh here to talk to them about some upgrades.
Whatever you need to move this process along.
It did have some lovely views.
It did. The Hudson, Mount Beacon, West Point, Palapel. A very good vantage point.
And don't forget the mill nearby. It will provide vital sustenance for your men. There is also the ferry to Fishkill for supplies and security. We could set up signal fires along the river.
I know, but I'm not so sure about it. There wasn't any man cave.
I'm not so sure the women in the house will welcome it. Poor thing, losing her husband. I understand how hard that could be for a woman to be running a business and a household.
You're such an agreeable partner.
She might welcome the respite. One of her daughters has just wed, and I have heard she has family in New Paltz, so perhaps she can go there.
There was that other daughter, though. Mary, was it? That could be trouble for your men. She is fishing for a mate.
Perhaps that would fill the troops with some vim and vigor, having a woman of marriageable age around. It has been a long campaign.
Hughes, what do you know about the locals? Any trouble with the co-op board when they heard our potential occupancy?
There are some complaints of the additional activity that comes with having the commander and his army on your block. Worries about pilfering, but nothing we haven't dealt with before.
You will win them over. I know you will.
I should be used to it now, but I'm a little anxious to start. If you think the Hasbrook house is the best option, and Hughes can get me a fireplace upgrade, then I think we can manage.
7 rooms, a river view. What do you think?
What do you think, Patsy? Should we call Uriah Mitchell and make an offer?
Let's do it.
Oh, thank the Lord.
So we moved into the headquarters 3 weeks ago, and things are going well. I haven't got my fireplace yet, but
so far, the house has been going great. There's plenty of room, the vantage point here is second to none, and we are really getting on well with all the neighbors. We did have to make some compromises, but it feels like it's going to be a good chapter for us. The war is ending, peace talks with France.
fingers crossed, we won't be here long.
Even though I didn't get my man cave, I think the headquarters in Newburgh will hopefully be one of the last.
We have not heard from Miss Hasbrook. We are not sure if she's still in Newburgh. We heard that when she was told about our occupancy, she sat some time in sullen silence, her passion, too big for utterance.
It could have been the additional buildings we needed to erect, or the fact that she did not want to stay here and is living who knows where. There were some concerns about the powder house.
Apparently, the whole family is slightly sore, but as her husband was a patriot in the Ulster militia, it could have something to do with it. I just can't believe she stored all her furnishings. Could you believe it? Not wanting the commander-in-chief to use your settee? Preposterous.
Well, it's no Mount Vernon, but it'll do.
It is no White House, but it will do.
I am excessive fond of you.
Oh, George.
Join us next time on Headquarters Hunters as we meet with William Howe, Commander-in-Chief of the British Army, as he looks through pre-war buildings in southern New York City, looking to hunt for his next headquarters.
Horses. Hey there. Yeah, you. Stop what you're doing right now and listen up. Do you require a trustworthy and reliable way of getting to and from? Is your wagon like a certain equine influence? Looking for a symbol of your status of wealth? Well, then come on down to Barnabas Barnett's Barn Barn and pick up a horse today. We've got all kinds of horses at the Barn Barn. From stallions to mustangs. We've got the horse that rides speed and style, like Washington himself with the general's favorite breed, the Narragansett Pacer. Here at the Barn Barn, we offer low APR financing and a money-back guarantee that your horse will remain alive and in good condition for the first 90 days. Don't believe me? Let's see what a satisfied customer has to say.
Compared to the disease-infested, mangy bays of jolly old England, these here American horses are filled with health and power. I never once had to return a sick or dead horse to the barn. I'm a satisfied customer.
You heard it here, folks. These horses have a harder constitution than what you're used to. Come on down to the barn and get yourself a new and improved mare today. We know that you will not be able to resist buying one of our beauties. We're even offering a 10% discount at the Barn with every purchase of a horse. At the Barn, we've got your tax, your tracks, and even hats. Bridles, halters, reins, bits, harnesses, martingales, and breastplates. The largest selection of horse gear in all of our colonies. Look at those spaterdashes. You will never be mistaken for a stable boy, ever again. Stop them before the fortnight is over, and we will throw in a saddle with every purchase over 10 bits. Looking for feed, medicinals, and remedies for older models? We have top-of-the-line gluten-free horse meal and feeds for those horses whose constitutions do not support barley. Horse doctor-approved and guaranteed for freshness. We even have a special herbal concoction for those four-legged friends who are having a time with the squirmy wormies. Oh, camp fever or just the devil? These medicinal herbs will cure what's ailing your horse. Here at the Barn, our current stock is packed. Talk about horsepower. We're not horsing around. We have a breed that will fit any need. Don't need transportation? How about an investment opportunity in the emerging Lure industry? Or maybe you're a pastry chef and need some gelatin. No judgment here at the Barn. We are here to serve you for all of your horse and horse-related needs. Stop on by Barnabas, Barnett's Barn, pasture-fed, stable horses always on site. Be the envy of your friends. Get yourself an American horse today.
Did someone amputate one of your shattered limbs without your consent? Was an amputation performed on one of your limbs while you were still conscious, being held down by multiple people? Did they use a dull capital knife while they cut through the layers of your muscle without anything to dull the pain? Ouchie! Hi, I'm JJ Johnson, attorney at law. If you or a loved one have ever been a victim of a medical malpractice, bite the bullet and visit the law offices of Jones, Johnson, Jacobs, and Levine. Who needs purple when you can get your hands on gold? Get a free consultation today.
Attention Hudson Valley residents. Our attackers come in many forms. The British, the Hessians, the hostiles, and the smallpox. Their goal? To kill as many of us as possible, to wipe out our existence and take everything that we love and hold dear. Freedom, hope, America. Only one thing stands in their way. Us. We trust inoculations to defend us against quarantines, lifelong deformities, and untimely death. We trust the Plus to help get us back to doing what we do best, defending our life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Join Mrs. Washington, the members of the Continental Army, and the townspeople of Morristown, New Jersey in getting your inoculation today. Inoculations defend what matters. Get sliced and packed at your nearest medical tent or cart today. Inoculations are now ordered by General Washington and the Continental Congress. Having the Continental Army in camp anywhere near your town is equivalent to a death sentence if not inoculated. Freedoms and free. Get yours now for the amazingly low price of up to 6 weeks sick in bed and only a 3% chance of dying. Do it or die.
Coming soon, a new exhibit at Washington's headquarters. Explore different perspectives on George Washington's life and legacy. Contact Washington's headquarters for more information about this exhibit and for visiting the site in person.
Please, no portraits. It's me, Mary Philip Morris, famous New York socialite.
And I, the Martha Washington. We know what you are thinking. Shouldn't they be posing with a bowl of fruit?
Nice hair.
Peggy Lee, stop it! We are not here to make jokes, no. This is a serious matter.
Yes, Mrs. Hasbrook. We are here because there is something we need to discuss. A very urgent matter.
We've been waiting a long time for this moment.
Far too long. It is time to let you in on a secret.
Those history books they show you in school are not the whole story.
Did you know that women existed in the 1700s? From what you would uncover in those tomes, it doesn't seem like it.
Yes, women did indeed exist. They led full, rich lives, working, creating, raising families, running households, even helping win wars.
Preach, madame.
And yet, in this book here, the only time your name is mentioned, Martha, is in reference to not giving the commander-in-chief a child.
Oh, I'm sorry. I think she was a little busy procuring supplies for your war effort, running your household, and being his sounding board. You think you would have been half as successful without her help? No, you basic. Maybe you should have just drank tea and done a cross-stitch. Then maybe we would have remained English.
Oh, don't you start, your highness.
Eris, I am not royalty, just extremely wealthy.
I appreciate the snaps, ladies, but I was happy to serve my husband and my country. I was honored to be the first lady of this awesome new country and loved my George very much.
We know, Martha. We just want you to get the proper respect and recognition for all you have sacrificed and contributed.
They will never know all of our efforts. I can't hardly be Googled.
It's a shame. The Waterstone portrait hardly conveys my beauty.
Your heiress, please. They aren't even sure if I existed.
Try being a footnote.
You were given a rough go of it.
Yes, girl. If these people knew the half of it.
I was there running things at the new headquarters. Not at all what I saw, the premise strips not sure. I got a little mad, not all too glad to be sharing my home with these military men.
Left with wealth and 4 kids when my hub suddenly died. Looked around and I found Georgie Park on my eye. The naughties were bred and 59 we were wed. Spent the next 4 by 10 firmly side by side. And through it all I was dutiful, supporting him throughout the war. Used all my skills to run everything, and YORVA was the MVP. We're one of a kind, no category. Too many years lost in the story. We're free to take our crowning glory. For now, no longer we're missed.
I knew George as I would any other young man. Don't start in, don't go there, I'm a married woman. A staunch loyalist, where Georgie moved in. 1776 was a complicated time.
Martha T, Peggy Lee, tell me what do you like? George helped me get my man and move on with my life. Maybe not much is known about my heart and my home. I like to think that he tried.
Our history tells about half the tale of what happened then, more win than fail.
What it fails to show, the woman right below,
or behind, or beside,
or above him.
We're one of a kind, no category. Too many years lost in the story. We're free to take our crowning glory. For now, no longer we're missed. Oh, we're missed. Oh, we're missed. Oh, no more. We're here. We're missed. We're missed. I know, we jest, but not enough has been said about our contributions throughout history. I'm not sure you know what it takes to successfully run a household in colonial times. We did not have modern conveniences like washing machines and vacuum cleaners. Every task you accomplish, imagine having to do it with nothing but your own elbow grease and having it take 3 to 4 times as long. I was in charge of overseeing 3 to 4 meals daily, with visitors coming and going morning, noon, and night, needing something, a meal, a bed, supplies. It never stopped. Sometimes I would be pulled in every direction, wanting to help my husband, my priority, my old man, but also having to provide creature comforts to the many others who needed me. organizing supplies, manufacturing clothing, recruiting women to help, scheduling events, all while I am in another woman's home. A woman who can't help but keep tabs on my housekeeping. Can you imagine how that feels?
I am so sorry. I didn't know that was how it seemed.
You couldn't help it. It was your home. I can't imagine how you felt about everything, but what other choice did we have? Our situation demanded it, and it was very demanding.
I know all about demanding. I was the owner and supervisor of over 200 acres of farmland after my husband's passing. I oversaw the running of a grits mill, a sawmill, a warehouse, horses, shipping and receiving, and produce sales. I had to learn the business overnight. It was hard work to be successful, maintaining the house, and now being the landlord to the commander-in-chief. I was alone and anxious about failure, but I had to support my family and keep the wolves at bay. And to be one of the only women doing this kind of work, it was unexpected, and you cannot imagine the disrespect. It was hard to be taken seriously.
Don't talk about me being taken seriously. All I was known for was my social status and money. I feel your pain about being occupied, Trudy dear. I had those traitors in my home, too.
Revolutionaries!
You know, we agreed to disagree, Martha. You know my loyalties to the crown, but 1776 was a difficult time for us.
For all of us.
You know that all this supposition was just the imaginings and nothing true, don't you, Martha? George loved you very much, and I was very much in love with my dear Roger. I wasn't even in New York at the same time as the Continental Army. I was overwhelmed with concern for my children and trying to get them home to England. Don't pay any of those gossips any mind.
I know, dear. I know my love was true.
This is the problem, ladies. We need to tell our story, not in the context of these men. No one knows my tale, and maybe they never will. It is our legacy, dimmed, but someday someone will shed a light on our stories. The women who made this country possible, who paved the way for you women to be free to live your lives and tell your tales, this is a start. But there is more.
We're one of a kind, no category. Too many years lost in the story. We're free to take our crowning glory, for now no longer we're Miss. Whoa, we're Miss. Whoa, we're Miss. Whoa, no more. We're here. We're Miss. We're Miss.
Were you left to recover from your battle wounds in a shed, barn, stable, tent, or open field? Worse yet, were you sent to a continental hospital? Did the towel used to pack your wounds attract wild animals? One careless mistake made by a medical professional can have a lasting effect. Hi, I'm J.J. Johnson, attorney at law. If you or a loved one have ever been a victim of a medical malpractice, bite the bullet and visit the law offices of Jones, Johnson, Jacobs, and Levine. Who needs purple when you can get your hands on gold? Get a free consultation today.